Hi, my name is Brady. I'm a climbing instructor with the Boy Scouts. Let's get ready for a climbing weekend. So every climbing weekend, you're always going to need your harness, obviously, and your helmet. Boy Scouts recommend that you always wear a helmet when you're in the danger zone of a climbing tower or natural climbing. Next, you're obviously going to need your climbing shoes if you're climbing, and your chalk. Next, if you're climbing, you're always going to want to have if you're setting up for top rope for your friends, you're always going to want to have a tether system so you can attach yourself to the top so you can set that up for them. You're also always going to want to have a belay device, whether that is a gree or an ATC, or both. You're always going to want to have extra carabiners. You're also always going to want to have a rappel device, whether that is a gree on its own, a ATC, or I like the 8-ring. For any rescue situations, you're always going to want to have a prusik knot on hand in case anything bad happens. Also, if you're rappelling, you're always going to have glove rope burn. I hear is really, really bad. You don't really want it. You're always going to want to have a backpack to put everything in, and always some water, even if it's cold outside. Just tighten her down. There we go. Okay. On like a pair of pants. The bottom loops are used for your legs. The top loop is for your waist. You put it on like a pair of pants, pull it all the way up, tighten the waist first and then the legs. The waist needs to be a little bit tighter than the legs. The legs are for comfort. The waist is here to actually keep you safe. Right here on your harness is where all of your carabiners are going to connect to. So if you have a connection to anything, throw it on there and tighten the carabiner. You have your rope, and you have, if you're climbing, you're going to have one of your belay devices. A belay device is just something that someone on the ground is holding the rope, pulling it through so you can be safe on your ascent up. This is an ATC or an air traffic control. You take it, the rope, you bite it, stick it through. Then you have both the loop attached to the ATC and the loop attached on the rope. You take your carabiner, put both of them through. Then you take this and attach it to you. Next we have our gree. This is unlike the ATC. This is a assisted braking device, so if weight is put on it through the rope, it brakes on its own, but you should always still have a hand on the belay. You take it, there's symbols that say to the climber, and then the other one is to you. Bite the rope, put it over it, close it, and you have a little hole. You're gonna take your carabiner, you're gonna put it through, then you're gonna take the carabiner again, and you're gonna put it in. There we go. So now you are all the way up on it and you have to rappel back down. You have your 8-ring. You're gonna take the bite of the rope, just stick it through, pull it over the carabiner, and pull it through. And then take the carabiner and attach it to you. Now let's go outside and demonstrate this. So I don't actually have access to a place to rappel right now, so I set up my own anchor system and my own rappel for myself off of a tree, and I'm going to demonstrate how to rappel. So you are attached here. If you hold up, that is go. If you hold down and put your weight on it, you're not going to move, okay? Ready? Okay, I have a climb, so I have a ladder set up for my climber. I'm going to demonstrate belaying. So down here, your job is to, as the person goes up, they're going to create slack. Your job is to pull that slack out through a belay device so that they're safe. Take one step up. So, one more step. That created slack in the line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up, down, and below here and slide it up until all the slack is out. A few questions you may have. Do you really need shoes and do you really need a chalk bag? You really don't need either, but shoes really help climbing and chalk also really helps. But shoes are kind of pricey. Chalk is less pricey, but it is pretty pricey. All my training I've gotten is through the Boy Scouts of America. If you are more interested in climbing and would like to get trained, I'd recommend going to your nearest climbing gym.
Good job, buddy.